Daniel Kahneman is not very optimistic that we're going to cure any of the cognitive biases. The best we can do is be aware of them.
And he won a Nobel Prize, but what does he know?
Well, but it's also you can't cure human hardware, right? And that's the big mistake I think that people always make is that they're like, oh, human hardware should be different, as opposed to designing around human hardware as it is. And we don't go around.
We're doing more than that. We're punishing human hardware.
Yeah, exactly. We're punishing people for being human. And that's so much of the problem of education is that what's happening is that why is there that stripping out where you have the kids who think they're creative, and then by the high school they've gotten this message that they're not. It's because you're trying to play, you're trying to explore, you're essentially trying to start that beginning of the creative process, and then you're being told not to do that. And that you're being disruptive and all of that. And so that process is shut down for people, and you don't realize that what you're doing is you're shutting down human creativity. You're shutting down humanity.
I had an acting teacher who used to always say, boy, I hate parents. And we'd say, what do you mean? He goes, I got to undo all the work they did. He would always find somebody, usually a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, and they would probably come from money, and they'd be very good looking, and he would look at them and say, oh boy, and they'd say, what? And he said, you were told to shh a whole bunch as a kid, weren't you? And well, I mean, you have to be polite. He said, yeah, I know, in this class you need to unlearn that bullshit, and I need to make an asshole of yourself with alarming regularity if you want to be an actor. And so you'd have to kind of get back to your child, and and he'd make you do these exercises. But by the way, that acting teacher was Jeffrey Tambor, who stars in Transparent, Emmy Award winning.
Oh, lovely.
Amazing actor.
Yeah.
But I mean, and he was right. You so much of that which got in the way of being an actor, which is being in touch with your emotions and being able to feel and respond honestly, which is part of the creative process, is really schooled out of us. I mean, and it makes sense. You can't really have a society where people are throwing themselves to the ground and freaking out because you don't have their waffles that morning. I mean, that'd be weird, at the Google cafeteria. But
but
that's right.
But it also it doesn't make sense. I think that's the thing is that these are old sort of Victorian notions about decorum and order, and those were the priorities of those societies. Now, if you don't know how to innovate, then you die, right? I mean, this is
and so that's kind of the thesis of the book, is what served us so well back then, and maybe even more recently, and even in certain circumstances now can still maybe be helpful. I mean, now if we hear a rustle in the bushes, it's probably still a really great idea to get out of there, right? We're out here in the wilds of Northwest New Jersey. We get bears in our garage every now and again. We know, but we just need to be conscious of this stuff, so then we can be wise about and we can choose what our response is.